Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash the like button on this video like it's a pre-transition Ellen page, so it reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number one, why is it that no matter where you go in the world, leftists have colorful hair? It's because they're ugly and it's a way to help them get attention. Either that or it's nature's way of warning everyone around them that they're toxic and poisonous with venom. And feminists are sure full of it. In the most recent Matrix film, the moment I saw one of the main characters with brightly colored hair, I realized it was gonna suck. Moving on, look who also joined Lonely Fools. Not her too. Where do I sign up? I'm asking for a boomer friend of mine. She's 52 and I don't really want to see her folds. Lately when they do OF, they've been saying stupid things like, I'm doing it for charity. Is that their daughter's name? And they're doing this to help her pay for college. Then again, she's probably doing this because of what happened on Pegasus. It's so sad because she looks like Ellen Ty now. Number 3, Switzerland has banned the niqab and the burqa and refuses to recognize Islam as an official religion. It's a start, but it's not enough. Why are they letting Muslims into the country in the first place? This isn't the victory you think it is. The Swiss are some of the smartest people in Europe, but they don't seem to be smart enough to just kick them out. Then again, this probably has to do with surveillance more than anything else. You can't track people if you can't see their faces. Up next, this woman says that it doesn't make her a lesbian because her husband is a trans man. If you're a man and you marry a trans woman, you're generally considered gay. So by that logic, a woman marrying a trans man would technically also make her lesbian. If you have to tell everyone that it's not gay, then it's probably gay. People say things they want to be true, and then act like saying them has made them so. Number 5, Germany is cooked with Bosch slashing 22,000 jobs and abandoning Germany, so it can survive as a company manufacturing things. What are the Germans supposed to do as their businesses close or stop being competitive against the Chinese? I don't care anymore. They got complacent instead of becoming innovative. Plus the country messed up closing power plants and doesn't have enough energy. Not to mention the natural gas and other inputs for manufacturing have become extremely expensive. Moving on, this hipster ringleader in Minnesota is going away for life. She stole $250 million. This is nice and all, but I want to see Somalis go to jail or get deported. I wouldn't be surprised if all the Somalis got together and said she was the ringleader and used her as a scapegoat to not have to go to prison themselves. What I do is send her to Somalia to do her time. Let's see how long she lasts over there. Unfortunately, she probably won't serve the full 42-year sentence. Number 7, and speaking of fraud in Canada, we have Brampton, which leads the country with mortgage fraud, and that's the city where 80 to 90% of people living there are now Indians. What a shocker. When you live by the scam, you die by the scam. In Brampton, many of the houses have 7 or 8 students living in them. How else are they able to afford to pay the rents? Even with all of that, 1 in 15 houses there are now in power of sale or foreclosure. Up next, I didn't know that Jeff Bezos' grandfather founded DARPA back in the 1950s. Just like Donald Trump's uncle stole Tesla's papers for the US government. Nothing is done by accident, and now you know why Jeff Bezos probably succeeded with Amazon. Our leaders and innovators are selected ahead of time. It's all a big club and you're not part of it if you believe George Carlin. Does anyone really believe that all the best ideas come from a basement or a garage? That's just an urban legend. Number 9, someone says that everyone needs a 5.27 out of 10 like this for themselves at some point in their lives. And you just know that in her mind she's an 11 out of 10, and that's before she won the gold medal for figure skating. Her hair looks weird, but at least it's unique. I'll give her that much. Just don't ask about the Baphomet tattoo on her lower back. I wonder what's up with that. But let's get real. She's a 3 on her best days. Moving on, they say that choosing your wife is the most important decision you can make. I don't care what anyone says, I still think that Britney is best as long as you don't go near her while she's dancing with those knives. Some people say the cop is the best because she's got the reputation for being a BJ queen. That may be so, but I don't want to get one from a gal that looks like Charlie Brown. The other 2 will probably cheat on you or poop on your bed. Number 11, this popular Islamic scholar says that anyone who mocks, rejects, or tries to ban the practice of camel urine drinking should actually be ended. I have no problems with this, and if this guy wants to have my share, he's more than welcome. Also, how are your kidneys doing, buddy? Indians love their camel poop, and this guy loves his camel pee. One time when I was in the Sahara Desert, I had bread baked by the Bedouins. They used camel poop as fuel for the fire. I thought it was cool. Now I know better. Up next to all the trad cucks out there, here's your trad wife. First she wants to get more poop shoot photos, and then she says a real man submits his life to Christ. This gentleman is the female chameleon in action. Women take up the traits of the types of men they want to be with and attract. Many so-called Christian women just use the label to find a loyal man they won't leave them, that they can push around and control because he's a thirsty virgin. Number 13, and speaking of thirsty virgins, this woman asks if a man can spend his whole life with one girl. Sure. But a better question to ask is, can a woman spend her whole life with just one man, because the average woman has way more optionality with regards to sleeping with men and the possibility of getting a relationship with the average man. Men are the more loyal ones and women cheat more, and it looks like she's just saying this for damage control. Moving on, here's how messed up Canada's armed forces are. Personnel not on active duty don't need their backpacks, vests, and other gear, and are now being asked to return it due to an equipment shortage. Yet Canada still sent $26 billion to Ukraine for their war efforts. And the government probably wants Canadian troops to return tactical vests and backpacks that many of them purchased out of pocket, because the standard government issue ones are prone to failure, just like the government's. Number 15, the milkman gives advice to young men to live off their parents up until 25. Their father-in-law from 25 to 55, and after that your own children. I'm so confused. Is this something they do in India or something? And why the hell are they using a picture of Patrick Bateman? I think they forgot to mention that if you can't do this, then you should just figure out a way to live off the governments, especially the ones in the black community without a father. Up next, the level of entitlement with the current generation of women is out of control. Anna says she wants a man to send her $500,000 just for existing. Oku says to call her father because he's the cause of her existence. I knew a guy that was pretty much an incel but was really wealthy, and he would rent a woman's apartment and bang her, but she wanted him to buy her an apartment too. He was smart and didn't simp out because he knew to always put himself between her and the money. Otherwise, she wouldn't need him anymore. Number 17, Canada is looking to double its electric grid by 2050. Of course, because how else are we supposed to provide enough power for another 50 million Indians to come and make it the Great Brown North? I'll be living long before that point. Canada looks at the failure that South Africa has become and says, hold my maple syrup, as it tries to outdo it. But seriously, the only reason Canada wants to double its power is because of AI data centers. Moving on, find a woman that looks at you the way that Belinda Boyd looked at Muhammad Ali at this bakery shop in 1967. They married a year later. That's not love in her eyes. That's the look the Cheshire Cat makes before stabbing you in the back. What's even more creepy is that he met her when she was only 10 and it was an arranged marriage. Maybe he's like every celebrity out there that basically is a PDF file. Even though she was married at 17, she was still a minor in Illinois. Number 19 looks like for many women, feminism is worse than hard drugs. And you also pay for the privilege of being indoctrinated by feminists in universities. As for the woman on the bottom, that nose ring should have automatically triggered an intervention and not her parents sending her off to college because she was a problem at home. I'm hopeful feminism will eventually die out as more woke universities close their doors in coming years due to dropping enrollments. Up next, I hate how people idealize the past and say that trad wives like the one on the left built the West, while feminists are destroying it. Everything around you is built by a man. Women have always tried tearing things down when there's a surplus to take. The woman on the left couldn't survive without a man helping her directly. The woman on the right, though, uses the government to extract men's wealth to help her indirectly. If the welfare state falls apart, the women on the right will turn into the woman on the left just to survive. Chameleons, all of them. Number 21, where Christopher Reeve was paralyzed, he loved his wife enough to tell her to leave him and enjoy a good quality of life without him. She quit her job and stayed as a caregiver. But why did she stay? Maybe she figured that if she stayed, she'd get the whole estate and not just half through divorce. My honest belief is that she was getting attention indirectly through him. Without him, she would have just disappeared into the background. When he was injured, his status and attention actually shot up. Moving on, here, Schwarzenegger the day he became a U.S. citizen in 1983. And it was all for nothing because during COVID he showed his true colors by telling everyone to screw their freedom. I'll never forget those words and his childish behavior. Ben Franklin said that those who give up essential liberty to pursue a little bit of temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. I'm looking at you, Arnold. Do you really deserve your freedom, Arnie? Or is it time to get to the chopper and leave America? Number 23, this 79-year-old woman was robbed of her smartphone and €200 by an African migrant. Yet another reason to eventually switch over to dumb phones and use a credit card. But seriously, do you guys think she might have actually voted for this? I don't know, but I do know that in the coming decades, Europe will be flooded with even more African migrants. Right now, 30% of Italians are not opposed to fascism. Eventually, 90% will demand it once enrichment is too much to bear. Up next, this woman says that any straight man who's not hot makes her uncomfortable. I would imagine that if she was a dude, she'd be making herself uncomfortable because she looks like a 4 or 5. Probably even lower on account of the fact that she looks like she's got a permanently broken nose. There aren't enough chats to go around for them, and they refuse to settle for less. I'm so tired of this. Let them go extinct. Number 25, and the last one, a man faked having Down syndrome so he could hire 3 women to bathe him. You, sir, can call it up syndrome, because you're a winner on the way to the top. People shouldn't take this the wrong way. But he could have hired 3 women to do this to him regardless. The Down syndrome was just so he could get a discount. I'm just glad the arrow is there, otherwise I'd be lost. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and subscribe star links. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.